Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be doing a miniature review of a miniature but super awesome product. Now let me tell you a bit of a backstory before I start. So I have a laptop and it's horrible and I really don't like it, so I started looking around for more laptops. And also as a teacher I often try to find tools for my students to kind of use to learn stuff, to basically become better people, and something that will teach them about the world, not just about the technology itself. And just like that, I found a tool for me, for my students, and basically possibly even for you. This is a tool I actually read about in a magazine and I wanted to try it out, and it's a tool known as Petrov. Let me tell you what it's about, because it combines two of my favorite things: technology, education, and miniature computers. Anyway, welcome to What the Man. So here's the box for this particular product. It's actually surprisingly awesome looking and surprisingly cheap. This was actually under $300 US. Now, it's based on this, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi, if you have never heard of these, and you know what, you really need to go look them up because they're absolutely awesome, is essentially a miniature super cheap computer that goes somewhere inside of there and then creates all of this. Now, the cool thing about this product is that it's actually a fully functional, fully working Raspberry Pi based computer that we're going to unpack and learn more about. And before I unpack this, let me actually show you what it comes with on top of the actual box. So there's the speaker that basically gives you the sound, and this is something that you have to connect into the laptop. There's also a breadboard with a few switches, a few buttons, a few cables, and some LEDs for basically projects that are supposed to be awesome and are supposed to basically also start your journey as an inventor, which obviously starts here. And then there's this device, which is a kind of additional accessory that allows you to create these beautiful, colorful patterns, or even program your own mini snake game that starts eating different objects. And it even teaches you how to do all of this. There is also a microphone inside, which is pretty awesome. And last but not least, there is the Petrov Proto, which is a kind of a breadboard that attaches to the Raspberry Pi and allows you to connect these two objects together and thus turn this into a combination of Arduino and Raspberry Pi. And then you can obviously connect Arduino here as well. And now once we actually open the box, there it is. There is that beautiful, I guess very nicely 3D printed, somewhat green, something just fell, laptop that is, well, okay, first of all, it does feel like a laptop. It is a little bit on the heavy side, but you know what do you expect? It is called a Petrov. And underneath it, there's also the Inventor's Kit, which does come bundled up with this, especially if you purchase in the next few months. And it actually includes the ultrasound range detector, a few more LEDs, a few more buttons, a few more resistors, and a breadboard. So this is all very cool, especially if you love tinkering and you want to create something that will allow you to turn your house into basically the IoT house, where everything is connected to the internet, everything interacts with each other, and everything is awesome. But this right here is basically a motion detector, which is one of the projects that you can do using Petrov. And being a laptop, it also comes with a charger that has different attachments for different countries, which is always awesome to have. So here we even have a charger that's known as Petrov charger, which is pretty cool. Not too heavy, not too shabby, but obviously could be smaller. And last but not least is the Getting Started booklet. It basically has a variety of well, instructions really on how to install everything and how to make everything work, and of course the projects as well, and explanations of various tools that are included here. Oh yeah, did you know that Minecraft is actually included with the Raspberry Pi for free? It's already basically paying for itself. Anyway, so we're going to open this up and check out the inside part of the actual laptop. So as you can see, it totally looks like a laptop, even though it is 3D printed and you can kind of feel it if you actually touch it. And on top of this, the actual screen here is a Raspberry Pi screen that you can actually purchase from China yourself, but this thing is pretty expensive. So the fact that this laptop was under $300 US is already pretty incredible. So I'm actually going to do the first part here, and that's try the keys and try the mouse pad, and to be honest, it feels really smooth. The keys look very professional, The mouse pad responds quite well. Obviously it's not on yet, but if I were to actually just give you my tactile impression, or basically the impression of how it feels when I touch it, it already feels really awesome, way better than my Samsung laptop that is right there next to it, that has all the other stuff piled on top of. So here's the cool part about this laptop. You can actually slide open the keyboard and uncover the inside. And this is where the fun begins. This is where you can basically modularize this beautiful thing. You can put your Raspberry here, you can put other modules here. Everything is very, very modular, very modifiable, and you can create a laptop that suits your own needs. This is actually magnetic, so it uses this magnetic technology where you can slide it open, slide it closed, and it works like a charm. The only thing is that obviously not many people are used to constructing their own laptops. So this is where we have to start using the instructions to figure out where to put Raspberry Pi, where to plug everything in. Now mine didn't actually come with Raspberry Pi, so mine was actually a little bit cheaper, but I have so many of these things that I basically decided to just not order another one. And I'm going to use this Raspberry Pi 3 Model B and plug it in here. It's already, it already has an installation, or I guess the operating system installed in it, and it's using Raspbian, the most recent edition. I'm going to plug it in, and we're going to start using this right now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the memory card with the actual Raspbian that they use here is inside of the booklet, so it's right here hidden underneath the second page of the book. And I totally forgot to mention this because it's important. A lot of the software that they use for this particular version is on this thing right here. And if you're wondering about some of the parts that are inside of this, so this is their proprietary cooling technology for the Raspberry in case it gets hot. This right here is a multi-tool that it allows you to remove the SD card and also unscrew some of the laptop parts. So it works as a screwdriver and as an SD card remover. And the first step here to install the Raspberry is actually removing this cooling thingamajiggy. And then we need to put the Raspberry Pi inside of here. We then have to remove this big thing that says remove before creation. And this is where our beautiful Raspberry Pi is going to go. And the way it's designed is that you actually just slide in your Raspberry Pi in here. There are these two USB-like ports on the other side. And then this will slide into HDMI, this will slide into sound and connect directly to the monitor. On the other side, you actually get to see the Ethernet cable and two more USB cables that you can connect to anything you want, really. We're going to screw the Raspberry Pi to the bottom of the laptop and then slide this thing into it, connecting the HDMI and the sound ports. This has to be done really carefully and gently so that they both connect really nicely without breaking anything. Now hopefully I don't have to remove this anymore. Basically it's going to stay here for a while. Now I already have these heat sinks attached to mine, so I don't think I'll be able to connect the super awesome proprietary technology that has its own heatsink right here on the bottom. So I'm going to leave mine like this for now. When I get another Raspberry Pi, I'm going to replace this and put the heatsink on it. For now though, this is, I think, pretty much done. And that's it! It's done! It took me maybe 5 minutes max, then you just slide the keyboard back and you press the power button. So we're gonna do this in a second, but before I finish, before I start showing you the software, remember, there's actually a whole area right here underneath the laptop that's full of space now. I can put another hard drive in there, or even 2 hard drives. I can totally turn this into one of the biggest storage laptops I've ever had in my life. Or I can potentially add some sort of video card and create a gaming system. There's really a lot of possibilities here. Hey, check out this cool Inception-like shot. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an approximation of the size of this beautiful thing. So it is a pretty large laptop. It's about 14 inches and it's full HD. So it is a pretty awesome tool. But here's the thing though. It only runs on 18 volts of power. How crazy is that? Look at your laptop, look at your computer. How many volts is it using? How many watts is it using? This one seems to be running on 45 watts, approximately, and 18 volt of power. I can literally just use a bunch of AA batteries and create an actual working laptop with AA batteries. That's insane. All right, let's start this. So here goes the big moment of truth. I'm pressing the button for the first time and waiting for something to happen. Alright, turns out I actually have to remove my heatsinks and use theirs because it also goes into these pins that power the Raspberry Pi. Doing, I spent about 2 minutes trying to figure out why my notebook was not loading. So here we go. And now with the actual heatsink on top, that apparently also serves another purpose of basically powering up my Raspberry Pi, we can try this again, because I felt really dumb for a second. Here comes the big moment of truth. Click the power, wait a few seconds, and here we go! It started everyone! Look at that! The 4 raspberries, indicating that this is Raspberry Pi 3. And it's running its whole shebang of text. So let's wait a little bit and see what it shows us in the beginning, because I think the actual operating system might be a little bit different here too. PyTop OS Polaris, that's it, there we go. This is something that only exists in this particular laptop, or laptop that is. So this is their own homemade operating system, and apparently according to the developers, it also includes about 100 hours of different educational activities that you can use by yourself, or with your children, or with your nephews, or with your students, or by yourself, but mostly by yourself, because these are going to be fun. There's a button right here on the bottom. I'm going to use the mouse pad. It says get started. So let's get started. Now there's actually kind of a walkthrough in the beginning that kind of tells you a little bit about the PyTop and the coding environment, the coding apps, the miniature game that teaches you all kinds of stuff called Seed Universe, and also introduces you to all of the tools from Raspberry Pi. But I think this is actually going to be maybe one of the next videos. For now, I actually just wanted to show you the comparison between the PyTop and my crappy Samsung. PyTop, crappy Samsung. Look at that. They look exactly the same. That thing though cost me over $1,000 years ago. This, $300 very recently. They're relatively similar in power. They're both running Linux right now. And what's really interesting is that this is about 10 times more efficient energy-wise. Insane. And what's already included in here software-wise, we obviously have Minecraft, we have the amazing music tool, it's called Sonic Pi, that allows you to learn programming while writing music. There's also Scratch here, there's Python tools, there's Mathematica, which is the math software. There's all of the Google tools as well. There are also 3D tools, like this tool called Slash, that basically allows you to model a variety of things in 3 dimensions. There are also tons and tons of programming tools. There are some office tools here that are absolutely free. We have internet, we also have VNC Viewer, which allows you to remotely control your Raspberry. Some games, including Seed Universe, which is proprietary of PyTop. We have a variety of accessories here, including the 3D Slash, which is the 3D app, and the image viewer, PDF viewer, and so on. There's some educational turtle art that you can create using programming tools. And obviously the Chromium browser as well. Now all of this in this incredible, super cheap, very convenient, very modular package with a pretty beautiful HD monitor. Now before I finish, I actually just wanted to show you the quality of the screen using YouTube here and show you one of the videos from yours truly. And basically this kind of will give you an idea of how high quality the screen is. It might be difficult to tell just based on watching it, you know, from my iPad here. But it is a pretty high quality display, and it is full HD. There's no sound, as you can hear, and that's because I didn't actually install the Raspberry speaker adapter. So once you plug it into your Raspberry and put it inside there, you'll have speakers as well. Or alternatively, you can just use headphones or external speakers that plug in the back of the laptop. So, okay, what's my first impression here? Oh, this is actually way better than I thought it was going to be. And you know what, just the fact that this thing comes with like hundreds of hours of software and lessons, and basically allows you to learn programming by playing and interacting with various lessons. Not only do you have a game that teaches you programming, but you also have these tools that you can use that I might be able to review in one of the future videos. So all in all, this is an amazing tool, absolutely worth every single penny. I cannot believe it's actually under $300. Considering it comes with free version of Minecraft that you can totally play in your free time when you're not learning how to program, this makes this tool so much better than you can imagine. Anyway, so this is PyTop. The link for this tool is in the description below. Go check it out. Now obviously this is not full Minecraft. This is actually alpha version from back in the days. That's available for free for Raspberry Pis and other Linux systems. So go give PyTop a try. It's super awesome. Currently $320, comes with all of the stuff. Oh, and I forgot to mention there's about 8-hour battery life on this thing, and the battery is already included. So basically everything you can possibly want from a laptop for this low price. And it comes with Raspberry, lots of software, and lots of tools to learn both hardware and software. So if you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you love programming, if you love coding, or if you love original and super cool tools that are actually kind of DIY, this is a tool for you. And anyway, that's all I wanted to show you in this video. I'm gonna go install these speakers, and I'm also going to go and play around with these breadboards and other attachments that go into this laptop and teach you other things. And we'll maybe take a look at this later on. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you know a similar tool, also let me know. And there's actually another Raspberry Pi device review video coming really soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Space out, and as always, bye-bye. And I really wanted to show this to you guys. So this is the speaker. This is the microphone with a really cool kind of a LED thingy built in here where you can create games and make it do all kinds of things. It actually acts kind of like Alexa as well. And look at this, you can put it on the rails and slide it in, and it basically connects to your Raspberry Pi, making this another module you can add. There's more you can attach to this, or you can totally reconstruct these and make these different. So this will now give me sound. And now I can do this again, but this time with sound effects. So let's see what this sounds like. And to be honest, it's actually a lot louder than I expected. Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a very special pulsar. A pulsar we discovered back in 2006 that kind of made no sense at first. Let's discuss what this is all about, and welcome to... And anyway, overall, pretty damn awesome.